Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. Hey guys. Hey, hey. Hi everyone. I'm so happy about today's guest. She's amazing. Let's see. Hey guys. Hey, hey. Hi. Yes, we're going live today with the founder of one of our favorite brands to host in the boutique, one of our favorite hosiery brands ever. I actually learned about this brand back when we were developing the store, back when the store was just a concept. I heard about this company. I was like, this is the most amazing brand. I have to have it in my store one day. And everybody, Nude Bar, if you can send a request, we would appreciate it, and then I can let you in. Because I don't think I can let you in otherwise. But here we go. I love this brand. I love everything that Erin stands for. And yes, today we have the founder and CEO of Nude Bar joining us. Here we go. There we go. Hi, everyone. Hey, hey. So for those who don't know, as they're coming in, Women on Wednesday is, hey!
Hi, how's it going?
Erin, how are you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, you make it look easy.
Thank you.
It's so great to see you. It is so great to be able to have this opportunity to spend time with you and to chat with you for a few minutes today. So, for those who don't know, Women on Wednesday is our opportunity to really spotlight some of the women owned brands that we know and we love. Really have an opportunity to share our ideas, share our founder stories, share about our brands, and as we continue to grow, and any news that we have. And it was something we did during COVID, and it seemed like everyone loved it. And when we had the opportunity to do it again, I said, you know what? There's no one that I want on here that I know more certainly, and that I know who will be like, yes, absolutely, than Erin of Nude Bar. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so
I
much.
love that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. We love your hosiery in the store. We love your panties in the store. So tell us a little bit about your brand and what inspired you to create it.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Erin Carpenter. I'm the founder of Nude Bar, and I founded Nude Bar based on a lot of different experiences that I was having as a Black girl in the entertainment industry. I used to be a professional dancer and a commercial actress. I have a BFA in ballet, and so I'm classically trained, but I've also done a lot of commercial work. And one of the requirements was to have flesh tone underwear and tights and dance shoes and all the foundational pieces that go with your dance wardrobe, but yet nude was always represented for white girls or beige, and I'm a brown girl clearly, so I would always be required and asked to dye my tights on a weekly basis, to pat makeup foundation on my shoes, which in the industry we call pancaking, or even spray paint them the brown that I would need them to be. And I always just felt this was just so unfair. And I became to realize that it wasn't just a brown girl problem, but even just the nude in general that existed on the market didn't really match anybody. It really needed to be redefined and recreated and reinvented. And so that's what I sought out to do. I founded Nude Bar in 2009. We launched in late 2011. I like to say soft launch because I launched with $3,000 of my dancer savings, where I, did a American Airlines commercial, and I put the checks from that into the business just to get started with some samples, and literally was still in the industry, going door to door in my dance bag with tights all the time, asking other dancers if they're interested to buy them, and even going to a lot of the wardrobe heads for different performances I was a part of, or even Broadway shows where I knew dancers. So I did it, as a really small business for a long time. I bootstrapped that $3,000, for a good like 10-year period before I took some outside VC money. But essentially, Nude Bar is just, your bodywear essentials that come in true nudes to match your skin tone, really having everyone in mind and celebrating our individuality and the fact that, no matter what color we are, no matter what shape or size or height we are, that's beautiful and that's okay. And we make a product for you. So we have 12 beautiful shades of nude that we offer. We like to call your AM to your PM essentials because our colors, our shades are now named after times of day. And then also, they're durable so that you're comfortable going out into your life and your world, showing up as your best, performing your best. And, we view at Nude Bar performance beyond the stage or being an athlete, but just being a human, right? You're showing up at work, right? And you're doing your performance, you're putting on your show, and you want to feel confident with your undergarments when you go out and do those things. So we make products that represent that.
That is fabulous. Now you have some big names who wear your tights. Can you tell us any of them that you're super proud of that maybe our followers are familiar with?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of everyone that is a high profile person that wears our products. I did a lot of that legwork on my own in the early days. So our first celebrity customer was Wendy Williams, the talk show host. And we've actually never paid any high profile people or celebrities to wear our products. They've literally just have found us and felt like, wow, I need something like this. You're solving a problem that I need, and have become a customer. So Wendy was our first customer. Shortly after that, Tyra Banks became a customer. Laverne Cox is a longtime customer since 2014. Serena Williams is a customer and later became an investor in the business because she loved the brand that much. And Doja Cat is a customer. We've also had Lizzo wear our products. I mean, the list just kind of goes on, and a lot of it has just really been me either reaching out directly or them just coming to us randomly, just
Mhm.
because they really need a product like ours that solves a challenge in their wardrobe that they have.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
feel I feel proud of that.
I love that. That is huge. Okay, so you touched a little bit on investors. Can you tell us a little bit about your raise, how you've raised funds? Maybe really simple for some of the viewers who might not be as familiar with how complex it can be.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit about that experience and your process?
Yeah, I actually, and I don't talk about this a lot, but I've been raising or attempting to raise throughout the entire lifetime of the company. Like literally before I even had samples, I was going out and pitching investors. I had a really great mentor that used to teach at NYU Polytech here in New York, and he was like, "You got to raise some money, to grow your business." And so I went out. He introduced me to a few people, and no one would invest in the business for legit like 10 years. No one would invest in the business. And, a lot of the feedback was that they felt this was too small of a problem to be solving. They didn't really understand why no one was doing it, right? We're talking 2009, the Skims of the world, and, all the other brands that are doing inclusive nudes did not exist. Right. So I was the early mover. I was one of the first in this category to do this. And even just like body positivity, as we know it as a buzzword now, did not exist then. It wasn't a conversation that was being had or talked about. It was just kind of the early times of that. So this idea of like inclusion and, products for all people, shapes and sizes, and celebrating that and all different skin tones was just like, why do we need that? That was, legit the feedback that I was getting all the time. So, I just kept hustling. I actually did pitch one female angel investor in the early days who said, it's not a fit for me, but honestly, I think it's going to be really hard until you can find proof of concept, meaning you need to get customers, you need to sell some product, and then you can come back to investors and say, hey, this is why this is important. People want this. People are buying this, right? So I did that. I, started the business out of my apartment. I hustled. I, either was performing, doing, commercials and things of that nature. I was teaching about 15 to 20 bar fitness classes a week, usually early morning and evening, so I can kind of run the business during the day. And I did that for a really long time before I was able to get my first outside capital. So fast forward some time, there's a lot of pain points in between, but fast forward, some years, I'm pregnant in 2018 with my first baby girl, and Serena Williams becomes a customer. And then later we start having conversations about, her being an investor. And I was invited by her team to be a part of a pitch competition that um, Serena Ventures and the Bumble Fund were doing together. After a very, very rigorous interview process and due diligence, which is where they kind of walk through your financials and things of that nature, I ended up being one of the winners of that competition. That was my first ever outside capital into the business, which now we're at 2019. So this is like a long period of time of just like grit and hustle. And I know a lot of people, especially in the entrepreneur role, just see the big headlines of like raised over $1 million, and but it took a lot to get to that point. So in total, I'll fast forward and keep the story short. I've raised over 3 million in seed capital, seed investment. We're a seed stage company in terms of like the VC world. And so I feel really proud of that, but it was hard. It took a lot of hearing a lot of no's, hearing a lot of people not understanding my vision, not seeing how important solving this problem is for the greater good of inclusion. And just, me believing that this was, a mission and an important business opportunity that God put in me to put out in the world.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That is so inspiring. And you're right. I think there was something that was planted in you to sort of take you to this next level. And I'm so glad you didn't quit, because so many of our girls see themselves in your brand and they are glad to find you, and they're glad to be able to buy something from a woman who gets it. And I think I see people are like, they love some nude bar.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But you can tell that you really get it. So tell me a little bit about motherhood as a founder. How has that journey been? You now have two babies.
Yeah, so I have two little girls. I have a 3 year old who's turning 4 in September, and I have a 5 month old, which is crazy. I mean, motherhood and being a founder is just straight up hard, but it's crazy because it's kind of rewarding, and you feel like this like superhero at many points, right? Like there's just, it's really interesting how much you can get done in a day as a mom in comparison to when I wasn't a mom. I don't know what I was doing with my time, but somehow I'm way more efficient now,
Mm-hmm.
right? With my day and how I plan things and, things of that nature. Um, but I mean, all in all, it's hard. I mean, it's hard being a woman in this world. It's hard being a working woman, right, in this world, and then being a founder where there's a lot of weight on you. There's a lot of pressure. You're hiring people, and people are relying on you for your livelihood. But even just simple things like, taking a vacation is hard. Taking maternity leave is so hard because you have to trust your team. And if you don't have a team, right, if you're like a small business, which I've been there as well, and I was with my first child, I didn't have any formal employees. I had like a couple 1099s. Just I basically messaged my team. I was going into labor. I'll see you guys when I get back online. It's hard. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's crazy. It's just crazy. But I feel like it's doable, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart. I mean, the whole thing, the whole entrepreneur journey, plus add on being a mom, is just a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot. It's so funny that you said that. I did the same thing with my team. I was answering emails up until I went to the hospital. And then I was
Yep.
like, hey, I'm offline. I think I'm giving birth. You guys. I'll message you when I'm done. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what else can you do? Yeah, I mean, unless, and I think that's the thing that is hard for people to kind of wrap their head around with being an entrepreneur. People think like, oh, you're gonna have all this freedom, you have control over your life, and like to a certain extent, sure,
mhm.
but when you're the lead person in the business and the team is less than 10 people, it's really difficult to just take like 3 months off for a baby. And quite honestly, I feel that that's really what moms need. They need a really good 3 months off, especially if you're breastfeeding and just getting your milk to come in properly, and just the timing of, like, babies change so frequently and so rapidly, that it's really hard to get into a work routine when you have a little baby. And so I really wish, and I don't know personally how to change this in the world, but I really wish there was a way that female founders can take 3 months off, but it's really difficult. I don't know what the answer is for that. It's really, really difficult. And same, like, my water broke at 3 o'clock when I was about to walk, bending down to walk my dog for the second baby, and I messaged the team, my water broke. I'm gonna hang out until like I can't take it anymore, and then go to the hospital. I think I went to the hospital around 10 p.m. and I was like, okay, I'm officially offline now. Like, I'm feeling the pain. I gotta go. I'm gonna go to the hospital, and then I let everybody know how everything went in about a week. I did, for the second baby, take 6 weeks off, but of course, there's still, as the founder and CEO, there's still things that come up, right? Especially as a solo founder, there's certain bills that might have to be paid that only you can pay them. There's a few things. There's a lot of things you can outsource, but not everything. When you're a small team.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I would probably say it took me 3.5 months to get a hang of it. And my baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, it's an uptick of the learning
Mm-hmm.
cycle. And what I realized though is that you don't just learn and then you're done. Because the baby is constantly changing, you're having
It's
to,
constant.
yeah, and constantly be learning too. So, oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is an exciting conversation. I have one more question for you about
Okay.
being an innovator and what's next for you. So you
Yeah.
really lit the flame, I think, in a lot of brands to be more inclusive. I don't know if they will give you your flowers, but I know I see your touch everywhere I go when I see these inclusive brands, these, new lines of nude coming out where no one paid attention to brown girl nudes, before. So tell me a little bit about innovating and that process, and how your mind is sort of wrapped around that. And then tell us about what's next for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that and giving me my flowers. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm happy that I think, as a one, I want to say, as a female founder and just as founder in general, sometimes we get so upset when people are doing what you're doing in the industry. And I think, for me, it's just helped the industry as a whole, right? The more people that are doing it, the more my overall goal is that inclusive news will just be normalized, right? We won't be thinking of beige as nude anymore. Like, let's just stop calling it nude, right? Like, nude could be a lot of shades, and that's okay. And I think with more people coming into the industry, maybe via my influence, I think that it's definitely helpful, and it's for the greater good. But yeah, I mean, my innovation process was really just. Um, I feel like trauma is a strong word, but I had all of these embarrassing moments as a performer where I
Mhm.
didn't have the right nude for me. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel my best showing up on stage because I didn't have the proper nude for me, right? So I, especially becoming a mom, that like lights even more fuel under me. My girls are brown. I don't want them going into stores questioning their beauty, questioning, okay, because this is considered the standard, that maybe I don't fit into that, and then I'm not considered beautiful. Like, I don't want to see that for any other girl. So that keeps me thinking all the time, like, how else? How else? What else can we do? What other products could we put out on the market? And I think also, as I live life, I think of other challenges or problems in my wardrobe that I want to solve, right? And then I might put it out to the team or to other women and ask them, like, hey, are you wishing that you had something like this as well? So I think for me, I just, kind of use my practical living and just think of like, what other problems can I solve, at least within this business, that can help it grow and expand as far as the product line. So once the pandemic hit, we started to launch more body wear. So we already had our thong, but then we launched a bikini panty, we launched a bralette and a couple of other pieces because a lot of people didn't want to wear uncomfortable underwear, right? Since they're just at home on Zoom,
Yeah.
maybe even in your pajamas, right? You may not want to put on the wired bra. You may not want to put on the shapewear. So, that was another innovation that came out of one, this is where we are in this moment in time in our life and our world, right? And I was experiencing it too. But yeah, and then just talking to our customers regularly. Listen, we read the comments a lot. I personally read the comments a lot. We do surveys and just seeing what do people want? What are they wanting for the next stage of things? And hearing from them, well, why are you shopping from us versus someone else? And that kind of helps us as well with our innovation process. Yeah, and as far as what's next for us, like we really want to expand into other products, other categories within nudes, and we are also launching into more retailers. So earlier this year, we launched on Macy's.com, Bloomingdale's.com, Saks.com, and middle of August, we launched on Nordstrom's.com. So very, very excited about that as well.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That is huge.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we're very excited about that opportunity to find new people that need this, this problem solved for them.
Absolutely. The hearts were just blowing up right now. I don't know if you got a chance to see them, but they were.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
We are so happy for you. This has been an amazing chat. Thank you so much, Erin, for taking the time to meet with me and to join us on Women on Wednesday. Oh, where can people find you?
Yes, so if you want to follow Nude Bar, of course, you're already here. I'm on the Nude Bar page. Pretty much at Nude Bar everywhere is what we are. And then also my personal page is _ Erin Carpenter _ If you want to follow me there, if you want to DM me about any founder questions, happy to help women all the time.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you, Erin. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Bye.
This has been such a great chat. I love Women Own Wednesdays. It is my pride and joy to bring it to you. I think it's amazing to be able to have these conversations with founders. If you all love this and these types of talks, tell us in the comments below to keep it going. We're doing it every other Wednesday at this point, but we have a few really good names lined up for the future. So if this is something you want to continue to see, definitely let us know. If you want to shop for Nude Bar and you're in the Washington, D.C. area, you can buy Nude Bar hosiery and thongs at Cherry Blossom Intimates right now. And also on cherryblossomintimates.com or on nudebar.com. We absolutely love Erin and we appreciate you all taking the time today. So until your next Women on Wednesday, see you next time.